Right, let's start the news from Parliament, where the minority is asking government to go beyond the suspension of their concessionaire agreement with electricity distributor PDS and abrogate the entire deal. This, they explain, is because they believe the agreement was designed to enrich some members of the governing New Patriotic Party, accusing President Akufo-Addo and Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta of being complicit in the entire PDS ECG scandal. At a media briefing Thursday, Iyape Kosogu MP John Jinapo also called for prosecution of those responsible for the brouhaha.
This insensitivity, cruelty and greed, characterized with corruption, must be thoroughly investigated and punished, because we cautioned them right from day one. Indeed, this is a clear opportunity for the special prosecutor to move into action, commence action, and do justice to this subject matter. You may recall that a joint memorandum signed by Mr. Boachi Ajakon and Ken Ofori-Atta on the 3rd of July, which was presented to Parliament, we cautioned them. Indeed, during the parliamentary sitting, we detected that most of the companies did not have the technical and financial muscle to steer through the affairs as far as the concession was concerned. Even more disturbing was the fact that we detected that some of the companies did not even have offices. Identify, and not only identify, but go ahead to prosecute those responsible for this fraudulent guarantee, as was confirmed by no less a person than the Minister of Energy. And not just identify and prosecute those in charge of this fraudulent guarantee, we must also identify, smoke out, and prosecute all government officials who collaborated in this scandal as far as the guarantee and the concession is concerned.
Meanwhile, government says they hope to complete within 30 days a full-scale inquiry into the detected breaches in the concession agreement between Power Distribution Services and the government of Ghana. Now, according to the Information Minister, Kojo Nkrumah, the team conducting the inquiry comprises insurance investigation experts, officials of the Energy and Finance Ministries, the Electrical Company of Ghana, as well as the Millennium Development Authority, MEDA. The inquiry, according to the Information Minister, will determine the nature of the breaches and advise government accordingly. Briefing the media on Thursday, Kojo Nkrumah said by Tuesday, the 6th of August, Ghana's team is expected in Doha, Qatar, as part of this inquiry.
The team is expected in Doha, Qatar, as part of this inquiry. All interested parties are cooperating with the inquiry at this stage. Number two, a second team has been tasked to continue engagement with the American government through its agency, the Millennium Challenge Corporation. This engagement is about the possible next steps after the inquiry. It's also about channels for sharing information as part of this inquiry. The team is expected to also be in the United States of America, possibly next week, as part of their engagement. Number three, final efforts to ensure smooth transition between ECG and PDS officials are proceeding without incident as at this stage. Number four, government reiterates that this breach was discovered by the due diligence of the Ghanaian authorities through ECG and with the support of state agencies. And here specifically, I want to share with you a few details. For the avoidance of doubt, the provision of the payment guarantee has always been a condition precedent and was never made or changed into a condition subsequent, as is being speculated by some persons. Secondly, the initial due diligence led by the transaction advisors did not detect anything wrong with the payment guarantees. Third thing is that it took a second level of checks, this time led by the Ghana side, that initially yielded the first responses from our court that was confirming the guarantee with the MCC, is that we can work to achieve the spirit of the compact, which is private sector participation in the distribution sector of our energy regime in this country. If the investigation or the inquiry suggests, therefore, that it can be rectified, well, we go ahead and we pick the money. It cannot be rectified, maybe a new one is required, you do that. It cannot be rectified, a new concessionaire is required, you do that. So it's all at large at this stage. But our expectation is that working with both the MCC and the team doing the inquiry, we can come to a point where we still go ahead with the program of private sector participation and improvement in the ECG operations without having to lose this amount of money.
Now we have to take you to the Upper East region, and the Food and Drugs Authority has destroyed unwholesome product estimated at some 356,848 Ghana cedis. The products were confiscated in pharmaceutical shops, cosmetics shops, open markets and traditional herbal shops in the region. Speaking to journalists after the destruction, the Upper East Regional Manager of the FDA, Sebastian Mauli Hoto, cautioned the public to be extra vigilant and always check expiry date and registration numbers of products before purchasing them.
So, as part of the Food and Drugs Authority's routine post-market surveillance activities in the Upper East region, several unwholesome products were confiscated from the market. These include food products, pharmaceutical products, cosmetics, herbal medicines, food supplements, household chemicals, and many other regulated products. Today, we are undertaking safe disposal of these unwholesome regulated products as per our mandate. So we are throwing the caution to all involved, all those who deal with unregulated products, who deal with our regulated products. They should make sure that they always notify the Food and Drugs Authority before they go ahead and dispose of their products. The purpose of this disposal exercise is to rid the market of these unwholesome regulated products, and also to prevent the re-entry of such products onto the market later. The products being disposed today were seized from provision shops, pharmacies, over-the-counter chemical sellers shops, and warehouses, herbal clinics, cosmetic shops, and the open market across the Upper East region. An estimated amount of 356,848 Ghana cedis worth of products are those that we are disposing of today, which is a lot of money. The FDA would like to advise the general public to check for expiry date and registration status of products before buying. You should purchase regulated products from accredited and recognized outlets and sources. And retailers should practice good storage and stocking practices, such as the first expired, first out process. Report anybody who is selling expired, unregistered, unwholesome products to the FDA via our hotlines. We have SMS 4015. We have WhatsApp numbers 0206973065. We have a Facebook account. You can report.
Right, let's take you to the Ashanti region next, where marijuana smokers and drug peddlers have taken over the Pankrono RC Basic School for their nefarious activities. Authorities say that they are scared to restrain them from perpetrating these activities even when the school is in session. Kwesi Deborah has been learning more about it.
Master Michael Nifakaindonko says the situation opens both students and teachers to danger.
Sometimes the school will not even close, and you find them behind the block smoking and doing all other things that do not augur well with our teaching and learning here. They come in groups, and then you find them smoking around as school is still in session, and we are finding it difficult to send them away, and it's like we are not getting the support from the community and the stakeholders here. The school is turned into a free hotel in a evenings, afternoons, and during holidays. When in the evening, sometimes you come around and you find people here enjoying themselves here and there. Sometimes the security man here gets it tough sending them away, and will have to sometimes report to the police to come in. Many a times that we have even arrested some of them and took them to the chief.
Mr. Donko spoke at the school's Diamond Jubilee climax in Kumasi. He appealed for government and public support to improve infrastructure to enhance academic work.
We have just opened a new JHS school, and our final pupils will be writing next year. And we want a school that will train people who will come out with practical knowledge. So we are trying our best to get accessories that will help them. For instance, we want science laboratory, we want a home economics lab, we want ICT center, and we also want PTS workshop, so that in short, these young ones will be put into those practical workshops to have practical skills. They have to feel the things that they do. What they learn, they have to come to the lab to practicalize it, so that they will gain much knowledge about whatever they are learning.
And you may have seen a social media notice of an impending increase in funeral wailing fees by professional criers. Well, we all know where they're based, and it is true, but for their services, potential patrons must be prepared to pay double the 2,000 Ghana cedis minimum and 4,000 Ghana cedis maximum advertised. Ohemin Teria caught up with one of these professional criers for a conversation in the Ashanti regional capital of Kumasi.
Immediately obliged an interview, taking time off a workshop to speak with me.
We do it normal. When you call us and book for a funeral, we come to your place, we watch grounds, we assess it, and then we price you.
She says though they work in groups, they are yet to officially form an association.
We don't have an association, but I've learned recently that there are so many groups coming up.
Oh, okay. So you don't have an association where you meet regularly to discuss your businesses?
No, I and my groups, we meet, but we don't meet because our husbands has died for a long time. So whenever we decide to go to a place, we just get up and go.
Miss Dockley tells me high demand for their services amid increase in fuel prices and general economic hardship has pushed them to adjust their fees. She reviews 6 Dutch singing criers who used to charge 5,000 Ghana cedis a day will now provide the service for between 7,000 Ghana cedis and 8,000 Ghana cedis.
The demand has gone high. So whenever we went for a program and we shared the money couldn't do anything. So we have to discuss it and raise it.
Ms. Dockley says clients could pay even more, depending on the status of the disease and bereaved families, as well as the form the wailing will take.
It depends on the funeral. When we went and the funeral is, you know there are some funerals you can't charge them high. But some you can charge them. So it depends on the funeral. Okay, as for me, I don't cry and put myself on the ground, no. But I cry and roaming about. Crying and roaming about. That is what we did.
And how much is that one?
Oh, it depends. It depends on how you want it. You want us to do it as the price goes up. Let's say 6,000, 7,000. That's our minimum price that we.
How many, let's say, from your group can you send to a particular funeral? Let's say
5 or 6.
Okay.
Clients who live abroad and have lost touch with deceased relatives provide ground for criers to make more money.
At first, we charge 5,000, 6,000 for a higher funeral or a funeral which is big. But now it has raised to 8,000, 7,000.
From Kumasi for JoyNews, Ohiminteria reporting.
Right, well, that's it for the news, but the good stuff has only just begun. Newspaper review coming up next. Roland, Mamabi and I will bring you all the headlines from today's papers. Stay exactly where you are.